I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this video. This lesson is very obvious what I'm going into, as you see in the video that you're looking at. Makeup is a huge part of the snares and bands of a woman, okay? It's a major part. Outside of the body, you know, the thighs, the butt, things that men love, makeup is mingled with all that. And it destroys men's lives, man. Think about it. You have men that go to prison, that are dead, all because that makeup got them. Okay, the looks on the outside that were very deceiving. Like AKA Babylon the Great. The scriptures call Babylon the Great Whore. And when you read Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 30, if you read further up in that chapter, it's talking about Babylon. But it's also talking about a woman, symbolically. Now let's read it. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 30. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, you hear that? Rentest thy face with painting, meaning putting up another picture. That's not a reality, man. Being deceitful. And that's why it makes that comparison, because what have Esau done? He has put a painting over the whole world, man, and over his face, but his skirt is being lifted. But sticking on point to you women, y'all use that, man, to deceive men. So it says, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Right, in vain shall you make yourself beautiful. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. Right, because they're going to find out that you don't look the way you really look. Then they ain't going to want to deal with you, man. You might have kids already. Because you got some women, man, that would never let a man see her without makeup. There was actually a case, I can't remember the exact place, but a guy, he married a woman, and she never ever let him see her without makeup. Now that's his problem, but sticking to the story. So on the honeymoon, when he woke up, he was scared, man. He said he thought somebody broke in the way she looked. And he wanted a divorce, man. He filed for divorce. Because why? She painted her whole face, man. She didn't look like how she presented herself. And the majority of women on this planet do this. Now let's go to Rentis in the blue letter in the scripture.
Strong's H, 7167. Kara. Kara.
To rend away, to tear in pieces. And what are they tearing? They're tearing up their regular face to put on a whole new face so you can't see that regular face. So they are hiding it from you, man, to seduce you in, like AKA Babylon, to seduce you into their ways, man, okay, to have control over your mind. So when you read back at Jeremiah 4, verse 30, when it says, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, now when you go to 1 Timothy chapter 2, starting verse 9, it says, in like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. That's why it says Babylon is with costly array, man. Okay, to do what? To reel everybody in. And these women use this, man, to reel you in, man, to seduce you. Okay? Because think about it, if they made a law. If they made a law that makeup was against the law, and every woman had to go to work, to their everyday activities with no makeup on, man, the world would stop, okay? Because the truth would come out. Man, martial law troops would have to come to their house to drag them out the house, man, okay? Because the world would stop. You know why? Because they wouldn't leave the house. These women do not want you to see them for who they really are, man, as far as how they look on the outside. They don't want you to see that, man. Now, when you go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26, it says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart, her mind, is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. And what is the main focal point of them bands, man? That makeup. That's part of the bands, okay? Their body parts, we know that, but that makeup, man, all right? That face painting. Painting a whole other picture on their face so you can be desirous of her and get tooken, man, in that net. That's the whole plan. That's the whole plan. Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, look like a totally different person. They work on their face sometimes for hours, man. Okay? Then when they get done, they say, yep, I'm going to get it with this. They walk out and they devour man's souls, man. Like Babylon does, the great whore. Okay? So it says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleases Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Right, man. So when you're serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you won't be so engulfed in that, man. Okay, you might have some slip-ups. You know, you're like, man, I should never talk to her. But you won't be overtaken by those nets and those bands. That's why I said earlier, man, you got men in prison, okay, that have died over these women, all because they got engulfed because they thought she was so beautiful, man. They got trapped in her snares and bands, all right? Now, when you go to 1 Ezra chapter 4, verse 26, yeah, many there be that have run out of the witch for women and became servants for their sakes. Now, you read up in this chapter, I'm not going to read it. You can read it yourself. It talks about, you know, a man steals to do what? To bring it back to the woman. Okay? Everything is for the woman, man. Now, to connect that with Babylon, the great whore, these nations are going out of their wits. But that makeup is starting to come off. That's what you're seeing around the world. That skirt being lifted is that makeup, that covering cast. Okay? That's that makeup, that face paint. It's coming off, man. So you got to connect these scriptures, man. You really got to see it. That's why it's written that way, man, when it talks about a woman and when it talks about Babylon and comparing the two. All right? Because they're doing the same thing. They're deceiving you to destroy you, to put you in a trap and snares and bands, man, to control your mind, to have you to be servant to them. Okay? From there, let's go to Sirach chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died. That's why it says when I read in the last scripture, in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26, and I find more bitter than death the woman, because when you read Sirach chapter 25, verse 24, it ain't just talking about you dead and you go into the grave. It could be, you know, but you're dying because you lose yourself, man. You lose yourself in her. It's all about her, her way, her way, her way, man. And she entrapped you with them snares and bands, man, with that face painting. Okay, from their last scripture, let's go to Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. Right, man. You do have women out here that are trying. And if you're listening, hey, man, continue to try to do the right thing, man, according to a daughter of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Okay, not a whore and a heathen. All right, but as you see, just a quick little lesson, just to show you, man, that, hey, man, these women and AK Babylon are synonymous, man. They're doing the same thing to destroy you. So you got to watch out for these women so that you won't get engulfed and going out of your wits for this woman, man. All because you think she's so beautiful, man. Let her take off all that makeup, then you'll see the real deal, man. Okay? Because part of that makeup is also in her spirit too, man. Pretending until she gets you, man. It's all an act. It's all a facade. All right? So like I said, makeup is a huge part of the snares and bands and nets of a woman. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to your Akim out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.